Take a look at your cat when they're sleeping. It looks like the very definition of absolute serene peace, doesn't it? A fluffy ball curled up, eyes closed, a soft, rhythmic breathing. It seems as though the rest of the world has simply ceased to exist for them. But what if I told you that right now, in this very second, while looking like the most relaxed being in the universe, your cat is actually executing a highly complex tactical mission? It's true. The position your pet chooses for sleep isn't random. It's a survival strategy honed over millions of years. And if you look closely, you'll notice one fascinating detail that scientists have recently started discussing. Why do they so often choose the left side? Let's find out. Welcome back, friends. You are watching Channel Name, where we dive into the complex and wonderful inner world of our feline companions. Today, we're exploring a topic that seems incredibly simple but actually hides a genuine evolutionary mystery. We often talk about nutrition, play, or training, but sleep takes up to 70% of a cat's life. And it would be naive to think that nature left these long hours without its careful supervision. Recently, a group of scientists asked a question: is there a system to how cats settle down to sleep? The answer they found changes how we see these animals. It turns out that body position during sleep is directly linked to how their brain works, how they perceive threats, and how they protect their lives. Today, we are going to dive into the neurobiology of feline coziness. So get comfortable, maybe even on your left side, and let's begin. Let's start with how we even know this. Usually when we hear International Research Team, we imagine sterile laboratories, microscopes, and complex charts. But this time, science took a different route. Picture Dr. Sevim Isparta and Professor Onur Günterkun leading a team of scientists from 5 countries: Italy, Germany, Canada, Switzerland, and Turkey. Do you know what they did? They watched cat videos on YouTube. No, seriously, it was a unique project. The researchers selected 408 video clips from all over the world, but the selection criteria were as strict as a Hollywood casting call. They only considered videos where a cat was resting on its side for longer than 10 seconds, and most importantly, these had to be authentic, unedited clips from real life. No staging allowed. After watching hundreds of hours of feline naps, they published their results in the prestigious scientific journal Current Biology. The statistics were stunning. In almost 2/3 of cases, an overwhelming majority, cats systematically chose to sleep specifically on their left side. Not the right, not their back, but the left. This couldn't be a coincidence. So why is the left side so appealing? To understand this, we have to take a peek inside the cat's head. And there we find a phenomenon scientists call lateralization. Let's break that down into simple terms. Lateralization is basically a division of labor. In cats, just like in humans, the brain isn't one uniform mass. It has 2 hemispheres, left and right, and each of them is like a separate department with its own specialization. This is a brilliant invention of nature. Why burden the whole brain with one task if you can split the functions? It increases reaction speed and data processing efficiency. But there is one nuance that often confuses people. The nervous system is cross-wired. Generally speaking, what the left eye sees and the left ear hears is sent for processing to the right hemisphere of the brain, and vice versa. So, when your cat lies on its left side, a specific mechanism kicks in. This position allows them to keep the sensory channels that feed into the right hemisphere prioritized and active. Now here's the main question. What is this mysterious right department of the brain responsible for? And why is it so important for the cat to keep it online? In cats, the right hemisphere is the center for anxiety, threat analysis, and emergency response. It's like an internal general who never sleeps. It is precisely the right hemisphere that handles strong emotions, fear, and aggression. Its job is to instantly recognize danger and command the muscles. Run or attack. It doesn't need long contemplation, it needs speed. When a cat positions itself to prioritize information flow to the right hemisphere, which is often linked to that left side preference, it is effectively leaving a sentry at the post. Even if their eyes are closed, the brain continues to filter noises, vibrations, and smells. In the wild, this is a matter of life and death. If you miss the snap of a twig under a predator's paw, you won't wake up. At home, of course, instead of a predator, it might be a vacuum cleaner or delivery person at the door. But ancient instincts don't know the difference. It creates a paradox. The cat is asleep, yet part of its consciousness is in a state of full combat readiness. Let's see what this looks like in practice. Imagine the world through the eyes, or rather, the brain of your cat. Sleep for them is vulnerability. Therefore, the side-sleeping pose is a compromise between rest and vigilance. By lying on the left side, according to the research, the cat optimizes its brain function so that at the slightest signal of alarm, information reaches the fear processing center, the right hemisphere, via the shortest possible path. This wins them split seconds, and in the world of reactions, split seconds decide everything. It's not just rest, it is, if you like, standby mode on a computer. The screen is dark, but the processor is ready to launch the system at the first click of a mouse. Your pet intuitively chooses the position that gives them a tactical advantage. By the way, it's funny to observe. If a cat feels absolutely 100% safe, for example, under the blanket right next to you, they might break this rule and sleep however they want, even belly up. But the factory setting still leans toward the left side. But wait, if the right hemisphere is working, when does it get to rest? And here we arrive at the brilliant economics of the feline organism. Professor Gunterkuhn, one of the authors of the study, made a very sharp point. Why should the brain do the same job twice? Evolution does not tolerate waste. The brain is a very energy-hungry organ. If both hemispheres were simultaneously scanning the room for threats, that would be a double waste of energy. So nature came up with a brilliant division of labor. While the right hemisphere stands guard, the left hemisphere can afford to relax a little more. In cats, the left hemisphere is more responsible for routine actions, calm hunting patterns, and positive emotions. Sleeping on the left side allows for a kind of partial reboot. One part of the system stands watch, allowing the other to dive into deeper restorative processes. It is the perfect balance. You don't waste strength in vain, but you don't become easy prey either. You have to agree, we humans, with our habit of worrying about everything at once, could learn a thing or two from them. All these complex mechanisms are hidden beneath soft fur and a cozy purr. We see cuteness, but nature sees a perfect survival machine. So, what is the bottom line? What we thought was just a funny habit or a quest for a comfortable spot turns out to be proof of how strong the instincts of their wild ancestors remain in our domestic fluffballs. Even lying on your soft sofa, warm and well-fed, your cat remains a little predator. They unconsciously listen to the call of their ancestors, choosing the left side so that their internal guardian, the right hemisphere, can protect their sleep. The next time you see your cat sleeping in this pose, don't wake them. Just smile and know, right now, they aren't just sleeping. They are professionally performing their duty of securing the perimeter. And they are doing it, I must admit, with incredible elegance. And now, I am very curious to hear about your observations. Science speaks about the majority, but every cat is an individual. Watch your pet this evening. Which side do they sleep on most often? Does your Luna, Milo, or Bella confirm Professor Gunterkuhn's theory? Or do you have a rebel in the house who prefers the right side or sleeps on their back? Let us know in the comments. It will be our own little research project. And of course, if you found these few minutes interesting and cozy, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Here we love cats, and we value science. Take care of your fluffy strategists. See you in the next video.